topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Mindset Marketing Mastery, the show that brings you the top speakers in the marketing and video industry. With your host, Marie Mason.
Oh, I love that tune. Okay. I always crack up. I mean, every week I'm like...
I know, you're dancing and bopping and discoing to the beat of the jingle.
No, I mean, it's
bum, 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 bum.
I know, it's catchy.
It
Yeah, it's got to be catchy, otherwise people aren't going to recognize you, right? That's all marketing. So anyway.
Marketing, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show with myself, Marie Mason, the host, and my lovely and talented co-host, Sheryl Bernstein.
That would be
me. We have some fun and surprises today.
We do?
Yep, we do. Well, I don't have the link yet for the merchandise yet. That's coming on the 50th show.
We're waiting for the swag.
Yes, the swag is coming. I have somebody helping me with the little tweaking a few things. So we got to get that, and we'll get that link to you guys in a couple weeks. And I'm excited to launch it. And
that's very fun.
I'm going to be ordering a surprise for Sheryl.
A surprise for moi?
And you're going to have to sit there and tell me some details later after the show. Because I don't want to sit there and reveal everything on the show. So anyway, so yeah. So you and I will have to talk afterwards.
Oh,
no, nothing. It's a good surprise. So
anyway,
okay,
good.
Good
right,
surprise.
Good.
And but I mean, I don't want to have to sit there and have you reveal like certain secrets of your life. There's some things that we have to keep, hidden. Keep things spicy. So anyway,
what is she going to ask?
Oh.
Stay tuned as we find what Marie is going to ask Sheryl.
Oh, yeah, that might be at the very end of the show. But anyway, like I said, that might have to wait till after everyone leaves the show.
All right.
It's just you and me. So
because today we're talking about marketing strategy.
Oh, and tactics.
And marketing tactics. Yeah. And I'm very curious to know what is the difference when we get into it.
Well, we're going to tag team, you and I, okay? So I kind of put this one together on the fly because you ever had those mental writing blocks and you just are like, what am I going to say? Moments. I don't know if anyone can.
It happens. Especially if you write a lot. You write a lot and you write a lot. You're like, I think I've already said everything I could say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Said it all.
For us talking to people, that's uncommon, but it does happen. So we do have these writing block moments. I had one this week, and I also was swamped with client work and trying to get a bunch of stuff going from my business strategy because I'm actually piecing together the content to put on my new CRM program, which I had a little training on this week. So I'm excited about that. So now I got to get that all together. So I'm juggling all this, and at the very 11th hour, 2 hours before the show, I finally got everything figured out what I wanted to say for the show.
Nothing like a deadline. Nothing like a deadline to make it happen.
Oh yeah, and I know with you, we can just little roll just about anything. So I'm like, this is going to be good.
It'll be great.
Yep,
it'll be great.
I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany about it. So my epiphany is, there's a lot of confusion between what a marketing strategy is and what a marketing tactic is. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, I don't know if you got that.
I don't even know myself. You're going to be informing me about what I'm supposed to be talking about. Because I don't know I was like, okay, a strategy. I'm going to make a guess. That a strategy is more an educated guess. Strategy is more long-term, thought out over a period of time, taking you from one place to the next, to your end result. A tactic would be a one-time thing that you do, like one time. Is that maybe?
Maybe. Kind of, sort of.
Go sit in the back, Sheryl. Go sit in the back.
No, you're not sitting in the back. You're the type of people like me who needs to be in the spotlight. What can we say?
I don't know.
No, we're spotlight people. We don't need to be sitting in the backstage. So anyway, I'm just saying. So just I've known you long enough to sit there and say that, honestly. So basically, what it is most people confuse the difference between a tactic and a strategy pretty much. Because let's say a tactic is like sharing a newsletter or a freebie or going on a webinar to share your information and educate your audience and get them to your next destination. And a strategy, here's what a strategy, and we can go into more details about a strategy. A strategy, I am lost my place. Have you ever had moments where you just lose your place and thought, I don't know, I'm having one of those
Marie.
It's a Marie moment.
It's Marie.
It's a Marie moment. We're going to leave it alone at that. I am not calling it anything else because I'm not claiming that nonsense. But anyway, it's a Marie moment. So basically, I'm trying to find my place, Sheryl.
Oh, let me see if I can help. Let me see if I can help you. Oh,
I really wrote this up in the fly, so
I know.
I'm trying to remember. Okay,
well,
so most people,
after the red part. After the red part.
Okay, gotcha. Good deal. Thank you. I really did lose my place. So, the difference between a marketing strategy versus a marketing tactic. Okay, so let's face it. Marketing is a growing industry today, and it's really here to stay. It is in digital marketing, especially, right? But we're going to focus more on just marketing in general. So,
so this will be something you use online, offline,
anywhere.
You got a brick and mortar, whatever. Yep.
Doesn't matter what industry you're in, marketing is here to stay. It's been around since the ages and the dawn of time, and it will never leave the earth. It is going to be ongoing. And actually, I encourage you to have an ongoing marketing plan, to be quite honest, just because it's what helps our business grow, right? So the answer, difference between tactics. Okay, so excuse my French there, burping. So
didn't hear it.
No, well, that's a good thing because I did, and I was
until you said.
Hey, we're live, we're candid on air. We're about as authentic and real as you could get. So, and you like it or you love it or you don't. It's up to y'all.
This is Intelligence HD. That's what it is. So we were saying.
So getting back to the topic now that I've lost track of my train of thought again. We're going to get this off the ground and running eventually, Sheryl. So anyway.
Let me bring you back. So you said a tactic is like giving a freebie, showing up on a webinar, some like one thing, one piece of probably your strategy. Strategy is an ongoing plan that has pieces and legs and beginning, middle, end, leading to the final thing that you want people to do. Is that it?
Pretty close to it. And then most people love to paint their picture of how their ideal target is going to succeed, and usually focusing, and that's sort of one of, and using models for that. So anyway, I don't know why I did not have this written out clear, and I am so sorry. There it is, marketing strategy. I finally found my place. I was looking at the banter, and the banter was just confusing me. Okay, so y'all know that we have to have scripts because this is why we have to have scripts, because I get confused very quickly. Anyway, and if we get off on tangents, then I have to be able to, and one of us has to be able to bring us back. So thank you for bringing. So the question to the answer for the marketing strategy. Okay, I'm going to really be clear on how to define this. Strategy is how we achieve the goal on a more abstract level and how we think out of the box. So, and tactics are the tests that help you achieve your marketing goal. So I think you were close.
So a tactic is something within a strategy.
Yeah. And it's something that it's the what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like
the action pieces?
The tasks. Yeah, the task that you do, the action that you do. It's the stuff that attracts people to your strategy, that helps you, I guess, is the way.
So a tactic maybe could be like the physical action, where a strategy is the mental plan.
Exactly. There you go. I love that one.
Okay.
We're gonna have to add that in there in the script. Remind me
I
to add that
got
later.
it right.
So, yeah, I know. You have to stop second guessing yourself.
No, well, you told me the first 2 times, yeah, close.
Yeah, but I mean,
You said, yeah, near.
yeah, yeah, and it was very near. I mean, I'm not, and it wasn't in a negative way. It was just more of in a positive way. I always accentuate the positive. So that brings us up. There are different kinds of types of marketing strategies.
Okay.
There are 4
Different
types.
kinds. 4 kinds of marketing strategies. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah. There's a
So,
cause one, the cause
okay.
marketing that's known for the cause related marketing, which is links the company and its services to the issues.
Oh,
And
a
it could be
cause
so
meaning something that you care about, not like
right.
cause and effect, but a cause like a
When I first read that, I thought it was cause and effect, but and it probably could be, but
I get
I think they're in this particular case, those like a
the
politician will always sit there,
foundation
like yeah, like a foundation, like
or a charity that you wanna give to or something like
SPCA, for
that.
example, is usually a safe one. Let's save the animals, and from our Habitat for Humanity, or those are like cause issues, and
Yeah,
usually
and I
they.
always love the animal and environmental ones. Those are
Me too.
mine.
Those
Those
are
are
cute.
mine.
They're my favorites, and some of the ones are really cute. And then the relationship marketing is where you build, where you win the customer retention and satisfaction in order to enhance your relationships with existing customers to increase customer loyalty. Simply put,
Relationship marketing. So this
simply
is
put,
to
building relationships.
is this to existing customers? It says
Well, it's not
customer
just existing.
retention.
I don't think it's just existing customers. It's building, you're building relationships in marketing from the very moment you meet somebody, because 'cause you're building that know, like, and trust factor, right?
And how might somebody do that in marketing?
Well, my
Wait,
favorite
wait,
way.
let me go back to cause. Cause marketing is, of course, if you are linking your cause to your work in some
Right,
way, right?
right.
Okay. And relationship marketing, when you're trying to build relationship with new or existing customers, how would you market as a relationship marketing?
Well, the relationship marketing, how I do it is, I do use lead generation to and go out and network with people and connect with them and build a connection. Try to find something that you can relate to them with, whether it's related to a pain point that they're having, or a struggle that they're having, whether it's relating to something in their life that you guys might have a common ground in. That's one of the ways of doing it. I like also to use my story-based strategies that actually is related to relationship marketing. And that's with my clients. And actually, that's what I was going to share afterwards, but I can jump into that now. But basically, with the story-based process that we use or strategy that we use is we have to paint the picture of the problem that the person is experiencing. Then we show how to solve the problem. We're kind of like detectives in that sense. And then we share the benefits of working with our clients and mention the result that they're going to receive. And then we provide them information on the next step of working with that client and give them a clear call to action at the end. So in other words, where do you want to send them to continue to work with you? Simply put. So that's my simple story-based marketing relationship strategy, just because you want to be able to build that and, and build that know, like, and trust factor. And I do it in a story format. So I share a story. Like last week, the last time we talked, I think it was last week. Remember how I was sharing the example of something of how I worked with a client,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
was giving
Mhm.
you that story? That's the kind of story I'm talking about. You give a story that's related to a topic of concern with your target audience, okay? You actually paint that picture for them, showing them how it's going to work for them and how it's going to benefit them, what the return on investment is going to be, or what the results are going to be. And then how do you work with them next? Are you going to share them, get them to a webinar? Are you getting them to a call to action, which is, I mean, I'm sorry, if you're getting to a discovery call, I mean, whatever that is, you paint that picture for them, and you do it in a story format, because let's face it, we're doing a more educational approach today. Like, we're sharing detailed information, and we're still making it fun. But I'm just saying, but at the same time, it's not story based like my one was last week. But that's what I'm trying to share with you, the differences between this is information based, and that last week's example was a story based. So that's kind of giving you
And
that answer.
we are wired for stories ever
Mhm.
since we were little. We love stories.
Yeah,
Ooh,
stories sell. What can I say? Story. Hey, you had that problem. I had that problem last week with the phone. So,
yeah.
so far, people are behaving and not calling me during this time. So anyway, but the scarcity marketing is another one. This is when you create a perception, creating that fear factor, not related to the show, by the way, but the fear factor that they might not be able to get it in the future. So you scare them into buying it from you now.
Hmm.
Biggest ploy ever had happen. It works sometimes, doesn't always work all the time. So we have to use it sparingly is my suggestion. Just saying my 2 cents. They can do it. I mean, I've seen it work for and people ask me, well, why isn't my method working? And I'm real like, I could tell you why. You're using that scarcity mentality or the negative approach. You got to use it in a positive way. And I always try to put things in the positive spin.
How would you use a scarcity marketing in the positive?
Okay. Good question. Um, and that's a good point. So here's my suggestion. Most people sit there and say, "Well, if you don't order this now, it's not going to be available to you, after the timer runs out," kind of thing. And that's one option, right? That people use for a scarcity mentality, or it's for a limited time. I says instead of using the negative wording to say it would be a this would be a great value to take advantage of now versus waiting later. Does that make sense? So it's more
Thinking
of
of
taking advantage of something, putting in positive words in instead of using the negative words, because the negative words are you're taking away from your audience, right?
Well, would it be something like if you purchase now before the end of this webinar, you also get these bonuses and
Exactly.
you get the reduced, the $100 off
Right. That's a very
coupon.
good example. No, that's a perfect example.
So that's like
So
adding, not
adding
taking away,
value.
adding
Exactly.
value and making it a very, like an irresistible, they call it
Irresistible offer.
irresistible offer.
Yeah. Using the irresistible approach is a much more positive outcome than using the negative scarcity tactic. In fact, I had to soften a client using the irresistible offer by, oh, if you buy this now, you get to have a free ticket to my webinar next month or whatever it is that she's planning on doing it for. So your example fit perfectly in that one as well. So yeah, that was a perfect example. So I think you got the grasp of that, and hopefully everyone else
Yes.
does too. So the next one is the undercover marking. I feel like I'm going as a detective right now when I say it like this, but that basically, and I don't know about you, I feel when
It
they
does
use this
sound,
word undercover,
it sounds
I,
like
I
it.
feel like I need to get out my spy glasses or something.
It must have something to do with that.
I think so. So basically, this involves with marketing to customers in a way that they're not aware that they're even being marketed to. It's very subtle, is what they mean. Some people like to put big words, but simply put,
How would you
it's a
do
very
that?
subtle thing.
That's intriguing, but I can't think of
I'm trying to think of a good example that I've seen.
marketing
Think of all
without
those
knowing.
ads. See, remember all those ads that you see constantly out there? I mean, whether it's on social media ads, whether it's out there on the internet, whether it's out there in commercials and TV ads and newspapers and various magazines. What is it? I'm trying to think of. I don't get very many good examples. This one's not as used
Oh,
as
here's
often.
one. Here, how about this? An
What?
an influencer. An
Yeah,
influencer who is somebody you're watching on YouTube or TV or Facebook or Instagram, and they're just, they're talking. There might be somebody that you follow and they're using a product. They're using a product and saying how great it is. They're not pushing it. They're just saying, I use it and it's terrific. You don't feel like you're being marketed to, but the product who's paid this influencer to use their product is marketing.
Exactly.
They're marketing.
And they're just sharing how it affects them. Exactly. And that's
Or
probably the bit.
your swag.
Yeah.
The swag that's coming with your name on it.
Yeah. We're not pushing you to buy it, but we're encouraging, we're just going to show off some swag. We're actually going to be giving away.
But if somebody's using the swag,
Mhm.
that's marketing.
Mhm.
I'm holding up a fake cup with writing on it. Can you see it? Can you see what I see?
You're funny. This is why Cheryl and I get along so well, because she and I are like visual
Okay, here's the
people.
real cup. It's a real cup, and it'll say Marketing Mindset Mastery.
There you go.
And if somebody's using it, let's say I'm on the show and I'm just holding it up, it's a little advertisement.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Which one would you prefer to get, a T-shirt or a mug? That was one of my questions I was going to ask you. Think about it and let me know at the end of the show.
What's the T-shirt look like?
I'll have to show it to you afterwards. We may have to go on a
I think a mug, because that'll be fun to hold up on the show.
Yeah, that would be good too, because it's hard for us to see the T-shirts with the way we're positioned on the show.
I love T-shirts. I may have to buy one and get one as a gift.
Yeah, cute one.
Buy Cheryl a T-shirt when the swag comes out, people. Medium.
Well, the good thing about this bag, Cheryl, is that it's going to help us keep this show up and running. That's what it's going to do. It's going to help us keep our show up and running. And
send Marketing Mastery to camp.
Yeah, and I'm going to be having something different for that. So anyway, but that's an undercover kind of marketing strategy, and they all work for different reasons, but I'm really encouraging people to stay away from the scarcity mentality, and if you do it like in a positive way that Cheryl painted for us, because oh my gosh, it's just, if you put a positive spin, you're going to get a lot better results. I'm just letting you know from the experience that we have been seeing with our clients. So just letting you know. So we already got over that. So there is one more question I think we have on there before we go to commercial break. You want to ask me what that is, or should I go ahead and dive into it?
Let me see.
Right before the red line.
You mean, what's your favorite marketing tactics that you use in your agency? Is that the
Correct.
question?
Yeah, you got
what, Marie?
Marie,
what are your favorite marketing tactics that you use in your agency, Liberty Virtual Solutions?
I use the podcast that we're doing now as one of them. I've been getting a lot of interest in people wanting to come speak on our show. So we're going to be looking for some more speakers soon.
And that's something separate from this. Right?
That's something that it's marketing mindset. Okay. Let me go into that and then I'll share that information. So podcast actually is the podcast is this show. So the podcast is marketing mindset. Some people refer to it as a podcast, some because they're more familiar with that term. And some people refer to it as we refer to it as the TV show. It's also on the radio. So it's a radio TV talk show. But it's really the same thing. But some people are more used to hearing the word podcast. So that's what I use in my marketing, because I want to relate to my audience and what they are used to hearing. So if I ask them, I sit there and say, are you wanting to listen to my podcast? They're like, yeah, sure. I love listening to that while I exercise. Literally happened to me this week when I sent that to somebody.
Oh, they exercise. I love that.
They actually exercise. So that's actually cool. I need to get up and do more exercise myself, but that's okay. It's a different subject for another day.
Let's not even talk about that, shall we not?
We'll pass. Moving on. So the first thing is the podcast, or the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show, which is the TV and the radio. So that's one of them, because that's my biggest marketing. The next one's virtual events and networking events. Oh my gosh, I can walk away between 8 and 25 connections in leads for my business in like an hour. And that's so much easier to go to the one to the many approach rather than individual approaches. So much quicker. And 2 of my clients have come from 2 different networking events. just in January and February alone. So it works. I've been doing it since December and loving it. And then I'm a social butterfly, so that helps. Anyway, you don't have to be. You can be introverted and still do it. Now, you do
I'm
have to
more of
make
a
sure.
social dragonfly.
You always,
Damselfly actually is what the female is called, the damselfly.
oh, I didn't know
A
that. That was
sparkly
cool.
copper-colored damselfly.
Oh, that's funny. But I like the imagery, and that's perfectly
Isn't
suited
it
for you.
perfect? It's great.
Perfectly suited for you. We'll have
Yes.
to do something marketing with that, with the female dragonfly. There you go. I don't think I'll even try to pronounce it. But anyway, Rebel's probably laugh at your head off of the background right now. But anyway, the next one is lead generation through social media. I had walked away with 650 discovery calls and about 10 plus clients in August alone, and in 65 and at least 10 potential clients in July and September alone. And oh my gosh, my business took off. So that's one way of doing it. So if you have a proper process to do that with, it is really explosive. The last thing I do really for my marketing is newsletters and blog posts, and just constantly keeping up with my emailing my list and sharing to my community on my social media communities. So those are my favorite top 4 favorites. And Cheryl, you're going to actually share those with us on the next segment, because we got to actually go to commercial break, and I almost
All
forgot.
right.
We've been so chatty today that we
Okay.
forgot. So
Very
would you
good.
like to take us to commercial break?
Let me
Or
find my
actually, no. Oh,
place.
before we
I
do,
thank
before we
you
do,
for sharing your valuable information and tips, Marie,
yeah.
for our audience to grow their business on the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show. Our topic today, in case you were not listening, is 5 types of marketing tactics and strategies. And that ends this segment of our show. You're listening to the Marketing Mindset Mastery Radio Show with your host, Marie Mason. I hope it's turning out to be in the right direction. And I'm your co-host, Sheryl Bernstein, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. We're going to a commercial break right now.
We're taking a short break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Marketing Mindset Mastery, the show that brings you the top speakers in the marketing and video industry, with your host, Marie Mason. The show is brought to you by Liberty Virtual Solutions. We work with business coaches and speakers to help them market and host their webinars and upsell their coaching programs and develop heart-centered relationships with their audience. Welcome back to the Marketing Mindset Mastery Show with your host, Marie Mason, a premier podcast that helps you master your marketing skills.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, Marie, who was that voice that did that announcing on that?
That was you. You didn't recognize it?
That's marketing without even knowing you're marketing.
That's the detective
Tactic
one. I keep
number
telling you.
4.
Yeah, I call it the detective one because I can never remember what they are in order. But that's let me go
The
back to
detective.
the undercover marketing.
The undercover. That'd be fun to have little people that represent each one. The cause would be like somebody holding a little doggy, and a relationship would be, I guess, somebody going like that. What's the next one?
Okay. The next one is we're going to talk about you in a minute, but apparently someone had a question. What's the difference between an infomercial and a marketing podcast? So we'll answer that. Then we'll jump into having you share some stuff. So,
well, an infomercial is all about the thing. I mean, there's no bones about it. It's all about the product. Podcast is more information based, about sort of in general. There's no like blatant buy this thing. You know, it's the difference between QVC and I don't know, a little news show. Right?
Perfect.
Right,
No,
right.
I'll go with that because I'm not as familiar with infomercials. I was hoping you would know.
You're not familiar with infomercials? You must not
No.
watch late night TV.
No idea. Well, I don't have time to watch late night TV. I'm too busy doing client work until 2 in the morning, literally. So, welcome back to the Mindset Mastery Radio Show, talk
I'm
show.
still trying to find the number 3. Oh, cause marketing, relationship marketing, scarcity marketing would
That's it.
be a picture of somebody, like, the Scream, that
Last
painting,
minute.
Edward
Yeah.
Munch, The Scream.
Yeah.
And undercover marketing could be a little detective, little female
Yeah.
detective.
Yeah. Or male, either one. But yeah, female. Well, I'll go with that.
Mostly
But anyway,
in pictures.
let's get rolling here. So because we don't want to
Let's.
we can ad lib all day long, and hopefully we
People
won't
want to
lose
know
anybody.
information. Let's go.
They do want to know information, hopefully. Anyway, so that's what we're here to give them. So we are basically Marie Mason and Sheryl Bernstein, and we're the speakers for the next segment. In fact, Cheryl's got a background that most of you may or may not remember, but she has a, oh my gosh.
What is my bet? I don't
I
even
don't
see
know,
where
but
you're
I've had the wrong thing
a
information
preschool
on there.
teacher and a home daycare.
That was me.
No.
That was
Oh,
me.
that's you. We didn't give
You-
you your.
We
didn't
never
give
did. I have a background in that. Oh my gosh, I
you
really
gave
did this on the
me.
fly today.
That's okay. Well, I'll just say what my
Why don't you share it?
background
We'll
is.
share your background.
Well, I started in radio, a little tiny radio station called WJJL in Niagara Falls, New York, daytimer. So I was a DJ. I did the news. I wrote commercials. I did everything. And then I moved up to a bigger station and then moved to LA. And my background's been in showbiz as a performer, an actress, a voiceover actress, doing commercials, and did stand-up comedy.
Wow.
Couple parts in films, bunch of TV shows, fun stuff. I also did warm-ups for sitcoms. That's like when they would take a break to reset a scene or whatever. This is, when live in the studio, and I would keep the studio audience up and energized by being funny and doing games and stuff. And I also am a coach in the law of attraction and was in 2 huge masterminds about being an entrepreneur. So I have showbiz, I have law of attraction, I have entrepreneurship and marketing all kind of come
Smushed together.
to
Yeah.
do this. And my
And it
radio work was all about writing and producing commercials, which was
Sweet.
marketing, which was
No wonder you know infomercials so well.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I guess we pay attention to the stuff that we do,
Yes. Exactly. No, that's
So that's
awesome.
my background.
And you've done Disney voices for Disney.
I have done in my voiceover career. I did voices for all kinds of things, Doug. Disney cartoons. I was Aquata, Ariel's older sister in The Little Mermaid. I was the smart one. Oh, Ariel. And I played a little pony in My Little Pony. My name was Buttons, and Buttons was very cute. And I've played a lot of characters that were kind of very large. One of them was Isis in Darkwing Duck. She lived in the ice and she looked like a big duck. And Broadcast Sally was in Tailspin. Some of you might have remembered the Tailspin cartoons. And she was a big hippo with a beautiful voice. And just all kinds of fun stuff. The housekeeper on Teen Wolf when it was a cartoon. I had a blast. I had a blast.
No, I can imagine. No, one thing about acting and doing all those wonderful going through those wonderful experiences. Oh my gosh, I can only imagine how much fun you had and how many cool people you probably met along the way. So yeah, which might be a topic for another day.
That's the other thing. It was all about the people that I worked with, as well as the work itself, which is very similar to being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
The journey is made more fun by the people you go along with, whether it's associates that you work with, the clients you work with, the clients maybe that you don't work with, but you speak to. That's what makes it all a joy. That's what makes it, for me anyway, that's what lights me up.
I love coming on to the show every week. It's something I look forward to, even though I was rushed getting it off the ground this week. That happens to the best of us.
But you did it.
Yeah, we did it. And
I did it.
We have fun every week working together. I love working with Rebel, who's our radio tech and producer. She's fantastic. I
She makes
like
all
working
this
with
magic
Dean.
happen behind
I
this.
love working with Dean Piper, who's the owner of the radio station. And the four of us make a fantastic team, and I call us the dream team. So there you
We're
go.
the dream
For the dream
team.
team. There you go. I'm sure they're gonna get a kick out of that one. But anyway, long story short, let's go and roll into the second part of it, which is talking
Okay.
about the tactics. And I think that's where I think because I shine on the strategies. I'm a your strategy gal, but you shine with the marketing tactics. That's why I thought you might want to be able to share some of that with us. So we did define what a marketing tactic was last segment. And, did you want to say that again?
Yeah,
Uh,
let's refresh your memory.
yes.
So we talked about the strategy. Strategy is kind of the mind part of creating how you're going to market. And tactics are the tasks, the actions to help you achieve your marketing goal through your strategy. Hopefully you have a strategy.
If not,
So,
we can help you with that. So
right.
and so
So,
the next part is what's the purpose of a marketing strategy?
marketing tactic.
Sorry, tactic. I'm so
Tactic.
stuck on the word
We're on,
strategy.
we're on tactic now.
Yep.
Well, first you need to have a very clear purpose for your marketing tactic. You want to know why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, where do you want to lead them, all those things that when you become an entrepreneur, you learn that these are things that are very important because you want to focus your marketing on the person that you want to attract. To focus your marketing on everybody doesn't work because you don't want a whole bunch of people that don't have any interest in what you do flocking onto your list or getting your freebie. There might be a chance they like it, but you really want to be clear. So here are 3 examples of marketing tactics that you can use. 3 examples. One is content. That's what you're talking about. Another is video. That's being on video. And a third is social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, uh, LinkedIn, all those things. And through all of these, the content, video, social media, you'll be able to share your knowledge with your audience. Video marketing and interviews and be doing your own
Podcasts,
podcasts and content and just
workshops,
all,
Facebook challenges, all those are video related, right?
all right. And they will draw an organic reach to your website, to your social media pages. And social media is a great way to share information and engage with your audience as well. And also show both sides of you, not just business, but show you.
Right.
Often showing you in your life is a great marketing tactic because people will relate to you or they'll love you for how you live, for who you are, as well as your knowledge of what you do.
Exactly.
So each marketing strategy has a different purpose when it comes to growing your business. And what you want to do is define marketing strategy, which one is right. You want to define which marketing tactic is right for your marketing goals. Is that right? Did I say that?
Perfect. You got it right. You nailed it, girl. Hey, if I weren't gonna think that you needed some help, I would have pitched in. So yeah,
Okay.
just roll with it if I don't. Okay. So the next question, which brings up to my mind here, is that there's some popular marketing tactics that will help increase your visibility in your business and help you stand out above the noise. Now, I listed some on there, and you could pick whichever ones you feel like you want to roll with as far as talking about to save time. I tried to shorten it and simplify it for you. I'm sorry, I'm really giving away our secrets here today. So, but they've known that we have a script because it helps keep us on track. So, long story short,
Good to have a script.
it is good because it helps keep us on track, and it helps Rebel know when to go to those commercial breaks. And oh gosh, makes life so much smoother for me and Cheryl as well. So, really quickly, there's a few popular marketing tactics that are out there today, and I want you to, if you just touch on them and highlight them, and then I'm going to ask you to share of your favorite marketing strategies and marketing tactics that you use for your business. So
Okay.
those are the 3 next questions in the nutshell. So
Okay.
roll with it.
Well, here are some of the very popular ones that most people use: blog posts or newsletters. That's your emails, videos. And that is, as Marie said, all kinds of video. It's you showing up on camera anywhere. Could be even be in a group that you're in, but you're on Zoom, and that's your opportunity to show who you are. Ebooks or workbooks that can be used to solve problems for your audience or to bring up ideas for them or help them get to a next step. And social media posts, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn. There's so many. I probably left. Now Clubhouse. Well, Clubhouse is not social media post. Clubhouse is a different thing. But all of
there's
these
so
are ways.
many platforms out
So,
there. It's too many.
so
You just
many.
have to go and look and find out where. And there's another thing I want to ask you, and something that people usually ask me too. Social media posts, social media is great. And they always say, so where do I find my peeps? What platforms are they on? So I guess we could kind of discuss that if we have time
Well,
about where
that's difficult to know.
we might have to do that in a separate show.
That is a difficult thing to know. Where are they?
Yeah.
It's difficult. But I do think that if you've only got a limited amount of time and a limited amount of bandwidth, you pick one, maybe two. Don't try to do everything unless you hire somebody who's going to cover that for you. Because
Or
you can
find
make
it, or find a social media AI platform software that can handle it too. They're out there now. I have a couple that are really good. So yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, and they do the
Um,
work for you
Very cool.
with no
Well, my
expense.
favorites and the things that I do most are my emails. I guess you could call that a newsletter or email. Video. Love to do video for me. And I think you can think of it this way too. It's your own show. You can make
Mhm.
your own little show wherever you go. And ebooks and workbooks. I love to create those things, and I do those in Canva. I make everything in Canva. Ebooks, workbooks. I love to create little workbooks that go with any course that I'm doing. It helps people stay on track and helps me too to deliver the material. So those are my three faves. I also do for me, my social media is Facebook. I know they say that's like the old one. That's the old people's.
I don't
I
care.
once
I
I
think it's
once
ageless.
I once saw a sitcom where they were saying, "Help me post on Facebook," and the other guy said, "What are you, 60?" I don't think so, though. A lot of people are on Facebook, and you can have your personal page, you can have your biz page, or you can also call it a fan page. But you know what I want to try? Because I saw a friend do it, and she said it is a riot. Is TikTok?
Ah,
TikTok could be another way of. I think that would be undercover marketing in a way, because you don't really
yeah,
market, but people get to know you, and then you can lead them to like a link tree or a link to something. I want to try TikTok only because I love to do stuff that's fun and it looks like
yeah,
a hoot.
yeah,
And that is really it seemed like it was a young person's thing, but now we're coming in. We're
yeah.
coming in.
See, the young people
Mm-hmm.
young people
Mm-hmm.
started on Facebook, okay? And then us older people, and I'm saying that politely, older people,
Well, we are.
have picked up on Facebook, and now we're taking off and making that our thing. But it doesn't matter. I think social media really is ageless. I think as far
It
as I'm
is.
concerned.
It is.
I mean,
Anybody can do
young
anything.
yeah, literally. I mean, there's kids that are younger than 18 that are on there that maybe shouldn't be on there, but that's my just opinion. But, like I said, there are a bunch of different things that, sorry, I shouldn't say things. There are different bunch of different ages that are connected to social media. So I think really social media is just ageless in general, and
But
that's a
here's
good thing.
you are absolutely right. I think it is ageless. But here's the other thing. There's a lot to it. You got to make a banner, and there's ways of, like telling people to like and subscribe, and you can put a video in your banner, and there's like tactics and strategies to social media, to Facebook itself. I
Right.
don't propose to be an expert in that. There are people that know that stuff, and you might want to find one of them and help you. But there are tactics and strategies to almost every piece of your marketing plan of your business. I would
That's
say.
true. And here's something that people need to be understanding. If you do just one of it, like if you do just the marketing, if you do the marketing strategies and you're going to get you're going to end up procrastinating on whatever you're trying to do, if you're because you're just thinking and planning and preparing, right, but you're not actually taking action. When you actually do the marketing tactics, you're taking action to get the results you need. You have to do, but if you do just the tactics, you're going to be throwing mud up against the wall and getting frustrated. My strong suggestion is to pull the both of them together and find what works for you. And Cheryl's right about one thing, when you and many things, but this particular thing in particular, I'm just going to clarify because I don't want to sit there. Just want to clarify. But she actually said a good point. You got to pick the right social media app for you. Well, the same thing goes for the strategy and the tactics, because whatever is working in your business industry is what works for you personally is going to be great. But somebody like me could do virtual events and do like a great job, like virtual event speed networking groups. Other people who are not so social may prefer to do the newsletters and freebies and as they're off and go into social media groups because maybe they can do it but more behind the scenes. So whatever's in your comfort level and whatever you feel like you could do, but whatever you choose to do for your marketing strategy and your marketing tactic, they go together. Make sure that you do it consistently. Wouldn't you agree, Cheryl?
Consistency is key because people do like to know that you are there. And sometimes here's a little tip. You could be sending out emails and your people on your list may not be opening them all the time because not everybody opens everything. It's just the way it is. But they see you coming through. They'll see your name. They'll see that you're doing something. You're active. You're in business. You're happening. And that is almost an undercover strategy right
There
there.
you go.
Tactic, strategy,
Yeah.
tactic,
Strat-
strategy,
strategy.
strategy. I
That's
mean,
strategy. The undercover dog.
because haven't you seen, Marie, you've seen somebody's
Yeah.
emails come through and you may not be able to read it right then and it goes by. And that's just the way it is. But
And
you
it
see
pops
it.
back up. Yeah.
But you
Mhm.
see their name and that
It's
goes
like
in.
planting a seed in a garden. It's that seed.
It's a
And
little
once you plant
seed.
that seed, little seed, and you keep planting those seeds, it's going to eventually sprout. And when it sprouts, you're going to get results. And those results are you getting clients in your business or customers to your store. That's what that's all about. So those marketing strategies and tactics are your seeds. And
But
don't
here's
forget
the
to
other
water
thing.
them.
Yes,
Yeah,
you want
you
to
got to
water
get
them,
ready.
you want to nurture them, you want to
Yeah,
take care of, give them
got
the
2
sun
more
they
minutes.
need, the water. But here's the other thing. You want to have something at the end there to offer.
Yes,
Gotta
which by
have
the way,
something.
speaking of perfect lead, we both have offers. So why don't you
Oh,
go
we
with your
do.
offer? Yeah, you have an offer, and then so do I. So you go ahead
I
and
do. I
share
have
your offer.
2. Rebel was nice enough to put both on our little ticker tape below.
Thank you, Rebel.
One is my freebie flow. It's all those pieces. Oh, here it is. SherylBernstein.com Fab Freebie. It's all the pieces that you need to go from freebie to new client. And it's a beautiful little infographic I made for you. And on the third page are the tools and things that I use that I love, where you can create your business for not a whole bunch of money. Some of them are free, some are very low cost. And my other is my 10 things to know before you video. It's 10 little videos and tips that you should know. SherylBernstein.com/lightstar. And you see it on the ticker below. Ticker, oh, this
Perfect.
way, ticker below.
That's awesome. And
And what do
then
you have, Marie?
I have a great one for you guys. You guys can work on your marketing strategies with me for your podcast webinars and workshops, or even Facebook groups, Facebook Live groups for challenges. I'm sorry, I cannot speak today. I've been so tongue tied all week. I apologize, folks. But anyway, and Rebels on cue, but definitely schedule a 30-minute free consultation with me for and being able to see how fast we can work together to achieve your marketing goals for your virtual events, whether they be webinars, podcasts, Facebook groups, lives, challenges, or workshops. Those are what I was trying to say earlier, and I think I finally got it out of my system. And you go to www.calendly.com/Marie V as in Victor Mason, and that is my calendar link. And we will see you all next time. And Sheryl, you want to close us out?
I will. And I just want to say, Rebel told me point this way to point to you, which is not what I see. So
yeah, it's opposite in the mirror.
Join us again next week. We're going to have more guest speakers on our show, providing more tips on how to set up your business for success. And that ends this segment of our show. Until next time, this is your host, Marie Mason of Marketing Mindset Mastery. And I am Sheryl Bernstein.
Co-host.
And we are saying bye for now from Marketing Mindset Mastery. And we'll see you next time.
Love you all. See you next week.
Go to our radio page and check out the gifts from our speakers. We'll see you next time on Marketing Mindset Mastery with your host, Marie Mason.